If you're like me, you like zombie movies. They are at the intersection of popular culture and horror, making us question our humanity and what lengths we'd be willing to go through to survive the infection. When you think of zombies and horror, the first name that often comes to mind, and rightfully so, is Resident Evil. This movie series, based on the Japanese video game franchise by Capcom, has grossed over $1 billion. At one point in time being the highest grossing film based on a game series and the highest grossing horror film series. And it currently holds the title for highest grossing zombie film series. Damn, that's like being a Triple Crown champion right there. Whether it's the action-packed characters or the creative zombie monsters, or the intrigue behind the Umbrella Corporation, let's review what makes the Resident Evil series so damn good. The OG Resident Evil was released in 2002, starring throughout the entirety of the series as Alice, played by Milla Jovovich. First, we learn that under Raccoon City there is a genetic research facility known as the Hive, and it is owned by the Umbrella Corporation. The facility has been working on the genetically engineered T-virus. A thief steals the T-virus and releases it, contaminating the Hive. In response to this, the facility's artificial intelligence system, the Red Queen, seals the Hive and kills everyone inside. Next, we cut to Alice waking up in a deserted mansion with amnesia. We learn that she and her partner Spence were sent to guard the secret entrance to the Hive underneath the mansion. However, Spence is not really her partner, as this was just a ruse used to keep their cover. As Alice and company make their way into the Hive, we get our first look at the ultra-violent set of weights as the Red Queen uses a laser defense system to destroy some commandos. Once the system is disabled, it causes the power to fail and the doors to the Hive being opened. This released the zombified staff members and container units housing lickers, creatures created through experiments with the T-virus. As all hell breaks loose, different members run off on their own side missions, as Alice starts to regain some of her memories. Here we learn Matt and his sister Lisa are environmental activists, and that Lisa had infiltrated Umbrella to smuggle out evidence of illegal research. Alice remembers she was Lisa's contact in the Hive, but does not tell Matt. Everyone then meets up in the Red Queen's chamber. The commandos explain they have 1 hour before the Hive traps them inside automatically. Alice and Kaplan activate the Red Queen and rig a remote shutdown to try to force her cooperation with finding an exit for them to escape. As the team makes their way through the maintenance tunnels, it comes to light that Spence was the thief who stole and released the T-virus, spreading infection through the staff. He also hid more T-virus and the antivirus on the underground train. As the action resumes, Alice encounters Spence, who has turned on the team and turned into a zombie. In the train, she kills him and retrieves the antivirus. More epic battles take place as a licker was hiding in the train. Alice eventually gets the licker to fall out the door and under the train tracks, killing the mutated zombie. Once back at the mansion, Matt begins to turn when all of a sudden the mansion doors burst open and Umbrella scientist sees Matt. As Alice is subdued and Matt is taken away, it is revealed he is being put in the Nemesis program. The first chapter of Resident Evil ends with Alice waking up in a Raccoon City hospital. She escapes the hospital bed she is strapped to and heads outside only to find that Raccoon City is in ruins. She grabs a shotgun from a police car and makes her way through the streets of destruction. Next chapter, Resident Evil Apocalypse, 2004. This sequel takes off where the original ended. We are introduced to new characters that come straight from the game series. Disgraced Raccoon City Police Department Special Tactics and Rescue Squad, or STARS operative Jill Valentine, Umbrella soldier Carlos Oliveira, and the villain Nemesis. As zombies escaped from the Hive, they entered Raccoon City and spread the infection. The Umbrella Corporation has sent in a cleanup team and quarantines the city until research and containment can take place. Umbrella researcher Dr. Charles Ashford's daughter goes missing during the evacuation. Meanwhile, disgraced STARS operative Jill Valentine returns to her former precinct to urge the other officers to evacuate. As Jill and her former partner Peyton talk near the only bridge out of the city, the infection spreads and Peyton is bitten. Major Timothy Kane, the leader of Umbrella forces in Raccoon City, seals the exits and forces the residents to return to the city. STARS operatives and abandoned Umbrella soldiers team up to face the zombies. Alice, who has awoken, makes her way to a group headed by Valentine. Trying to make their way to safety, we are introduced to the mutated experimental super soldier, Nemesis, who kills the remaining STARS members before searching for Alice. At this time, Dr. Ashford hacks the city's CCTV system to contact Alice, and tells her that if she can find and safely return his missing daughter, he can arrange their evacuation. Oliveira and his partner get the same offer, with the doctor explaining that Umbrella plans on ridding the city of the infection by destroying it with a nuclear warhead. As the mission begins, Alice is ambushed by Nemesis. Valentine kills Peyton after he turns. During the fight, Alice is injured and retreats to lure Nemesis away from the group. Valentine and Oliveira meet, and members from the team are killed while they are rescuing Angela, the doctor's daughter. Angela explains the T-virus is the cause of the infection and that it was created by her father to treat a terminal genetic condition she has. She must take the antivirus serum or she will turn into a zombie. Alice uses some of the antivirus to cure Oliveira. The group make their way to the rendezvous point where they are ambushed by Umbrella. Major Kane kills Dr. Ashford, then explains to Alice that she has been given the T-virus and it has caused her to have superhuman strength. Now the Major wants Alice and Nemesis to fight it out to see who is superior. As Alice gains the advantage, she stops fighting when she realizes that Nemesis is none other than Matt from the previous movie, who has been mutated by Umbrella's experiments. Nemesis turns on Major Kane and attacks the Umbrella troops, but is killed protecting Alice. The team make it to a helicopter, throwing Kane out as he is devoured by zombies, including Dr. Ashford, who Kane had killed previously. As the helicopter takes off, a nuclear warhead is detonated. This makes the helicopter crash. Alice sacrifices herself to save Angela and is impaled on a metal pole. The media blames the blast on a meltdown at the city's nuclear power plant, thus covering up Umbrella's involvement. Alice wakes up in an Umbrella research facility and escapes with help from Oliveira, Valentine, LJ, and Angela. Alice now appears to have telekinetic abilities displayed by killing a security guard. As they escape, a high-ranking Umbrella employee, Dr. Alexander Isaacs, reveals to Alice that her escape is part of Umbrella's plan for her. Chapter 3, Resident Evil Extinction, 2007. Extinction opens to see Alice wake in a mansion. Seems like we've seen this theme before. This time, however, she is killed and her body is dumped on a pile of other Alices, as we learn that they are all clones of failed, ongoing Umbrella experiments. It comes to light that the cleanup mission in Raccoon City failed 5 years earlier, and the zombie outbreak has spread across the world. The real Alice is wandering the wasteland. After fighting off a family of marauders, she discovers an abandoned notebook that refers to an uninfected area in Alaska. Next, we see a convoy of survivors led by Claire, and Raccoon City survivors Oliveira and LJ. They travel the country in search of supplies. LJ is bitten by a zombie but keeps that information to himself. The convoy now comes under attack by a flock of infected crows. As this is happening, Alice appears and destroys the remaining crows with her newfound telekinesis, then falls unconscious. When she wakes, she is introduced to Claire, and they decide to make their way to Alaska. Dr. Isaac's experiments have led to a new breed of zombies. We meet Wesker and his security captain Slater. Slater reports on Dr. Isaac's disregard for Umbrella protocol, and Wesker tells him to keep an eye on him, and if he disobeys, to kill him. Alice's location is discovered, and Umbrella goes after her as she is vital to Dr. Isaac's research. Against Wesker's orders, Isaac sends his newly created zombies after the convoy to capture Alice. During the attack, most of the convoy was killed. LJ turns and kills Oliveira. Isaacs is bitten and flees in a helicopter. Alice and character Kmart track his location and head to an underground Umbrella facility. Approaching the scene, Alice meets the holographic AI sister of the Red Queen, the White Queen. She tells Alice that her blood can cure the T-virus. She defends the Red Queen's actions in Raccoon City and reveals Dr. Isaac's situation. Working their way into the facility, Alice runs into one of her clones who appears to die of shock when coming face to face with herself. Alice finds Isaacs and defeats him after leading him to a replica of the Hive's laser room from the previous movie. Just as Alice is about to be destroyed, the system is deactivated by her clone, who is still alive. Later in Tokyo, Wesker tells his fellow Umbrella executives that the North American facility has been lost. Alice appears during the meeting and declares that she and her friends, the other clones, are coming for them. That's it for today's video. We covered the first 3 chapters in the Resident Evil series. Part 2 will see a review of the remaining films. Go check out my other content, leave a comment, and hit that subscribe button.